Since it's the topic of today's discussion, what is your favourite Special Forces group in fiction?
Oh, it's got to be STARS from Resident Evil. They know how to fight zombie dogs, man. Like, you can't teach that. The SAS is consistently ranked as one of the most elite fighting units on Earth and has a reputation for only accepting recruits so tough they can hammer diamond nails into a titanium plank with their dick. With this in mind, imagine how fucking chill a 50-year-old woman would have to be to earn their respect.
So we're talking about Margaret Thatcher.
We are, yes.
When did she meet the SAS?
During her tenure as Prime Minister of Britain, she met with an SAS regiment and they took part in an exercise involving the use of live ammo.
Which exercise uses live ammo?
Most of the ones the SAS take part in, but they have a special demonstration they like to give VIPs and dignitaries visiting Britain called the Killing House, which most people watching this will probably recognise as the first level of Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
There have been so many crap Call of Duty games these past few years.
Yes.
People forget how good Modern Warfare 1 was.
That first mission as well, the Killing House, the mission is so much fun. Yeah. Just like, that's the training tutorial level, and I played it for like a good couple of hours. Just, it was so fun running through that house trying to get a high score. And I love like the stripped down nature of it, where it's just like you have a pistol and a machine gun, go through this mission and just show us how badass you are. And it's like the same like the very last bonus level, Mile High Club. And you get that line of like, I like to keep this for close encounters. Like, oh, you got to get the aliens reference in there somehow, aren't you? It's like, it's fucking brilliant. And I love that everyone has nicknames in it. And I think it's Modern Warfare, the first one as well, where you go to Burger Town. We got defend, because I love that when it's like is that Modern Warfare 2, where America gets invaded, and the last
I think it gets invaded in the second one.
And the last bastion of America is just a fucking burger town. It's like, this is America, just defend this fucking burger restaurant from the Russians.
There's also the mission in that where you get to fly the AC-130.
Oh, while you protect yourself. That mission's so good because you keep switching, don't you?
Yeah.
You're on the ground and you go, oh man, we're being surrounded. Oh no, wait, you get the AC-130. It's like, you are now death in plain form. And then in Modern Warfare 2, you get it as a kill streak. And it's the best fucking thing. It's like, okay, just game over. It's basically the I win button.
Yeah.
And there was a glitch, I think, when it first got released. It was the infinite ammo glitch, where your gun didn't need to reload and it affected kill streaks. And it affected the AC-130, so you didn't need to reload like the giant cannon. And you could just fire that at hypersonic, as fast as you could pull the trigger. And it's like, this is game over. You get like 40 kills. Because basically the entire map is now just being carpet bombed for 40 straight seconds.
My favourite thing on it was doing AC-130 on Terminal. Because obviously everyone was like, oh, we'll hide inside the shops, they can't get us. And you shoot through the windows on the top.
It's, the AC-130, that mission is so fucking good. Because it's like, why do we even need to have men on the ground? If we've got this thing in the air, and I remember like, it's so accurate, you can shoot through windows with it. It's like, why do we even need soldiers? Just give us like 40 of these.
Is that the one where you can switch between the different guns as well? So
yeah.
You can either have the explosive or the machine gun.
Oh, that's so fucking good.
But yeah, whenever I played a special ops mission where one of you has the 130,
you always want to be the AC-130.
No, but I was like, oh, I'll be the guy on the ground, and the guy in the AC-130 kept hitting me.
I always did it to my mate.
That's how we.
I always shot the like 105mm cannon right at him.
Game over, worth it.
No, I like doing it though when you run in to make it look like you're playing Saving Private Ryan. Shoot around your teammates so you can see the bullets.
We've probably got some people watching who haven't played Modern Warfare and do not know what the Killing House is.
Yes, I should probably explain what it is. So, it's a highly specialised training area that the SAS use to hone their skills to the point they're sharp enough to stab a terrorist in the throat with.
But what actually is the Killing House?
It's a big-ass building with sliding, moving walls so that you can, make the Killing House have whatever layout you want to train for specific scenarios. Or if, say, a bank gets taken over by some terrorists, just go, okay, arrange the Killing House to have the exact same layout as that bank so we can practice manoeuvres and find out where all the blind spots and stuff are.
I think they missed a trick there in Modern Warfare, because they could have made a one that you can customise yourself for multiplayer games.
Are you saying they should have put in a Tony Hawk's-esque level editor into Modern Warfare? Because that should be amazing. And I would love to play all of the swastika and penis theme levels that people would make using Modern Warfare, because if the emblem creator in Black Ops is anything to go by, that's all people would make. I remember when I played Black Ops, the emblem people do some good ones. Oh, there's the Adidas logo. Oh, there's like a cool smiley face. It's like, oh no, and there's like 14 swastikas. It's like, go on, Call of Duty fan base, continue sucking shit forever.
You said earlier about live ammunition use.
Yes, the SAS always use live ammunition with any exercise in the Killing House, even if it involves a foreign dignitary or a VIP, as a demonstration of their skill and confidence in their ability to not shoot that VIP in the back of the head. But do you know my favourite thing about the SAS?
What?
I'm presuming like for this video you're going to be putting clips in of like interviews with the SAS. It's whenever they do those interviews, they always just have them like, cloaked in shadow with their voices distorted. And I always got pissed off that no SAS member went, you know what? To disguise my identity, rather than doing this, why don't I just wear like a Daft Punk outfit? I just want to see someone like really commit to the gimmick of not showing their face. So I'm pretty sure as well, like, they're allowed to talk about it. I don't get why they have to hide their face. I know if like if they're currently a member, they have to. Because obviously if people know who the fuck they are, just go to their house and run them over or something as they leave. But like Andy McNabb, he's been writing books for years about being in the SAS, and people know what the fuck he looks like. I just like that trope, and I want it to come back. Because now they have like the digital face blurring technology, don't they? Because it wasn't as sophisticated as they always had to like just cloak them in shadows to make them look all mysterious.
We've got face tracking now, so you can put anything on there.
Oh, that'd be great.
Just replace it with like, I don't know, a cartoon character.
No, what they should do is that Apple thing. Do you know when you're talking to the emoji face? They should do that. And it's just a cat talking. It's like, and underneath it just says like, name redacted, hardened SAS commando. And it's just a fucking smiley face. It's the poop emoji.
Just get to the poop emoji.
Just talking about that time he just sniped a terrorist in the balls from 4 miles away. Oh.
So we've established what the killing house is.
Yes.
But what happened with Margaret Thatcher?
Well, the story goes, in the 1980s, she visited an SAS regiment, and the person in charge there, like they do when they get visited by any VIP, said, would you like to take part in an exercise? And it's noted that a lot of VIPs who get invited to do this always accept begrudgingly, because obviously they don't like really relish the idea of someone shooting a gun near their head. But apparently Margaret Thatcher was well up for it. She went, oh yeah, sure, I want to do that. That's awesome. But her bodyguard, who is identified only as George, went, no. Like, it's like, Miss Thatcher, I advise against this. And Margaret Thatcher just turned to him and said, this, like, something along the lines of, if you're so concerned about my safety, when I'm literally going to be flanked by the most elite fighting force the country I run has at its disposal, you can come in there with me. So what happened was, her and George were then put into a room to pose as the hostages, and they were flanked by 2 targets representing terrorists, and the lights were turned off.
So what happened next?
According to an SAS commando who was there that day, they kicked open that door, threw a flashbang grenade in, shot 2 bullets in every target and then turned on the light, and were stunned to see Margaret Thatcher sat calmly at the table with her hands resting by her purse. She hadn't even fucking flinched.
What about George?
Oh, he was hiding by Margaret Thatcher's legs. And apparently she was really pissed off about it, and she turned to him and said, and I quote, "Get up, George, you're embarrassing me." It's like, imagine how fucking demoralising that is. You're the bodyguard for the Prime Minister, and she sat there calmly while SAS commandos are firing bullets next to her head, and your first reaction is to dive under the table like a dog hearing a firework.
Well, they didn't call her the Iron Lady for nothing, did they?
I know, but I don't think the people who coined that nickname made it in reference to the fact like she could just sit there calm while people fire bullets at her head. And I love the idea that that's just like an encapsulation of British Stoicism, because it reminds me a lot of that time someone tried to shoot Prince Charles. Have you heard about this?
I haven't.
Someone tried to assassinate Prince Charles, and he just watched them fall over. Like, you can find a clip of it online. Like, Prince Charles, like, giving a speech, and an assassin runs up and fires 2 bullets at him, and he stands there and just watches the guy fall over as his security tackle him, and then carries on with his speech. He don't give a fuck. I think it also happened to the Queen as well, while she was out on parade riding her horse in her younger days. Like, an assassin just shot at her, and she just kept riding the horse and just continued on as if nothing had happened.
It's not just Thatcher, though. Like, British people in general have a reputation for stoicism.
Yeah, like, the art of the understatement is something I think, like, the British have mastered to the point where other cultures don't even understand it. And there's this, like, interesting story from World War II, I believe, where a bunch of British people actually died because, like, an American command asked some British, like, major or something, like, so what's the situation where you are? And that major responded, things are a bit sticky. And the American commander assumed, well, obviously things are okay, when in actuality they were like getting their shit pushed in and they needed help. But because obviously the British commander's like, well, things are a bit sticky down here. I was like, oh, they must be fine then. And like, I love the idea that like British people are so fucking reserved that even when they're like under fire, it's like, things are a bit sticky. And there are countless quotes like that from history from notable British people. Like we talked before, haven't we, about Lord Paget? And if people don't know the story there, it's Lord Paget was like, a notable British military commander. He got his leg blown off in battle, and according to legend, his only response was screaming, "By God, sir, I've lost my leg!" To which I think it's the Duke of Wellington responded, "By God, sir, so you have." And after the fact, when he was getting surgery done without anaesthesia on his leg, his only comment about, like, you know, how he was feeling was, your instruments feel a bit blunt. Like, while he was in, obviously, unimaginable agony.
Even our fictional characters have those traits. Like, look at James Bond.
Yeah, like, the quintessential fictional Englishman is cool, calm and collected under all circumstances, even when he's getting his testicles obliterated by a rope with a knot tied in it. Like, that's the line. Daniel Craig, he's getting his testicles just, like, smashed to bits by this giant rope. And his only line's like, your last memory will be tickling my balls. It's like, fucking yes! You go, Daniel Craig! Even when he's not having his nutsack obliterated by a big rope, like, James Bond just has those little moments of characterisation that's like, oh, that's so fucking English, isn't it? Like, when he jumps on the train, he straightens his tie. I love shit like that. It's so fucking cool.
You even get it when they do, like, parodies, like when you get Johnny English, or you get in Kingsman.
Yeah.
Because Colin Firth is obviously meant to be like a Bond-esque character.
Yeah, even when he's doing, like, you know, like gun punch combos to a church full of racists, he still at all times makes sure that he's like, you know, that unflappable, calm British exterior remains at all times.
Yeah, that first fight scene in the bar when he's beating up the guys that are picking on Eggsy, and he sits down and says, oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Just had to get it off my chest.
Yeah, and he locks the door. Manners maketh man. And that's like the fight scene in the church, where that's the only time his hair actually becomes uncoiffed. Because he's actually, like, you know, not focusing on staying cool. He's more about the murder.
So to close off,
Yes.
what was the aftermath of this encounter that Thatcher had with the SAS?
Well, I'm assuming George got a telling off immediately afterwards, because holy shit, is that a bad bodyguard if you're only guarding, like, you know, her ankles? It's like, what about the rest of me, George? What are you doing? And I think there's some interview with an SAS guy after the fact where he says, like, yeah, in all our years of doing this, we've never had anybody be so calm and nonchalant about bullets going off near their head. Like, there are hardened SAS commandos who have to have years of training not to flinch when bullets go off near them, and to Thatcher it was just second nature. And I don't know this for sure, but I'm going to guess that after this incident, Margaret Thatcher also fired her bodyguards, because she probably realised at that point she could stop bullets just by asking them to fuck off. I know we finished talking about Call of Duty a while ago, but just for a moment, can we just discuss how terrifying the voice line of enemy AC-130 inbound is in multiplayer in Modern Warfare 2? Every time I hear that, it's like, well, I'm dead. That's the next 30 seconds I just can't play, because I'm
You just
fucked.
go to just find a corner somewhere.
Just hide. But, like, there's a lot of effort put into those, like, the announcer voice lines for those games. Like, people don't realise. Like, my favourite one being that, every announcer, when the enemy team calls in a nuke, is scared, except for the Russian announcer, who just says, it's over. And that's supposed to represent that, like, the Russian commander doesn't give a fuck. It's like, okay, this is a loss, it's fine, but like, when the Americans get nuked, like, oh, enemy nuke inbound, over, and like the Russian was like, it's over. And I love that, just that little hint. And I think in the later game as well, you can just get Snoop Dogg.
No.
Did you not hear about that?
No.
In one of the Call of Duties, you can just download a Snoop Dogg voice announcer pack. And then in another game, you can just be the Predator. So I got pissed off they never combined them and have the Snoop Dogg Predator pack. And you control... Jokes like people think I'm making this... No, there is a Call of Duty game where there's like Predator DLC and you control the Predator as like a kill streak. But... they combine that with a Snoop Dogg DLC. Because you know the Predator can play voice lines on its little modulator. Just playing Snoop Dogg sound clips as it kills you. Oh man, I love all crap like that. And it annoys me it's not in more games. Because so Titanfall is one that always annoyed me. Because in the very first Titanfall, you can pick a voice for your Titan to give it a bit of a personality, and I always pick the British butler. And just like every time I hop into my Titan, it's like, oh, hello pilot, are you ready to murk some fools today? It's like, yeah, I am. Or you pick the Russian one for like the big beefy Titan, and it just sounds like you're in Chernow Alpha. So here's my Chernow Alpha cosplay, motherfucker. And in the second game, they just give every Titan one voice. I thought, you're missing a trick here. For DLCs, get celebrities to voice the Titans. It's like, imagine having a Terry Crews voice pack for your fucking Titan. That'd be amazing. Like, what celebrity would you want voicing a Titan in that game?
Jack Black.
Oh, man, that'd be good. Or Chris Tucker.
Oh, jeez.
And he's only doing the voice lines from Rush Hour, so I can murk someone and be like, you know John Wayne? But they've got to hear it. The enemy has to hear it.
Oh, that would be great if you could choose them and it would come out like out loud.
They missed the tricks. They put in like loads of customization options. Like, oh, you can get like nose art, like it's like a plane. You can like, I think for the Ronin, you can just get like all the weeb shit put on the front of your, the front of your Titan. So as you're just slaughtering someone, this sword that's like 14 foot long, they just see this anime girl on the front of a bright pink Titan. And I like the idea that in that universe, the pilot's like the most elite tier soldiers known to mankind. And then the guy's going into the place where they're building his Titan going, yeah, it's got to be bright pink and paint a foot. And if there's not an anime girl on the front, I'm going to fucking have you. I always like playing those because I always played Scorch. You got to play some Spice Daddy. And I just wanted my Scorch to have like the Japanese girl voice from the first one. Because I wanted to have my Scorch look like that car in the first Fast and Furious movie driven by the Japanese girl. That's bright fucking pink with all the neon on it. And I want like the level of customization you have in Need for Speed games on Titans. I want to have like ridiculous spoilers on the back and just put like chrome spinners on it.
It'd be amazing if there was like a meta online where you pick certain colours and shades and stuff to blend in, and then Karl walks around the corner in his fluorescent pink Titan.
It's the only way to do it. And as well, they missed a trick not putting in like a crossover with Pacific Rim. I would have loved to have a stack of Pentecost announcer. Just like at the start of every match, we are cancelling the apocalypse. So you fucking too right we are.
That'd have been great. Imagine like that DLC where they add in the new Titans and they're all the Jaegers.
Just mini versions of a Jaeger.
So
you get like a Striker Eureka one, and then like your special move would be like opening your chest and firing the missiles. Yeah. Or you get the Gypsy Danger one, where there's like your special move is like the sword or some shit.
And they can add in, they don't just need to add in the film ones, they can add in all the ones from the
Diablo Intercept. He's here.